Y'all, you're not going to believe what Charlotte Flair just said. She just opened up in the Players' Tribune about the true nature of her relationship with the other horsewomen of WWE, Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Mercedes Moné. And it's not the fairy tale people always assumed. These are the women who helped transform women's wrestling, who dragged it out of the Divas era and helped it become something actually taken seriously. But what Charlotte revealed wasn't just about matches or championships. It was about the messy, real, and sometimes painful truth behind their journey together. Let's rewind a bit. Back when Charlotte, Becky, Bayley, and Mercedes were coming up, WWE was still deep in the Divas era. We're talking 3-minute matches, including entrances. Women couldn't throw punches, couldn't even throw forearms in a way that looked real. It was the era of hair pulling and catfights. And yet, despite that system, these 4 women, along with others like Saraya, Emma, Mickie James, Awesome Kong, Gail Kim, and Trish Stratus, started tearing the system down, brick by brick. They made you care. They made the audience sit up and say, "Hey, women's wrestling deserves better." They were revolutionaries, whether WWE wanted them to be or not. But people have always romanticized the Four Horsewomen like they were some kind of sisterhood, as if they rode into every arena in a group chat-fueled frenzy of support and love. Charlotte just crushed that image. She said, straight up, they're not best friends. They're not even really friends right now. She said there's no group chat they all share, no secret bond that continues backstage. And that line about her not even being able to send the article to a group message because one doesn't exist? Brutal, honest, necessary. And yet, here's the catch, professionally, there's still a deep respect. That was the part that really struck a chord. Charlotte said the respect they share on a professional level is absolute. She said the bond they have is indestructible not because of friendship but because of what they've all been through together. Nobody else can possibly understand what it meant to be them, to fight for space in a male-dominated industry, to rise to the top at a time when the system was stacked against them. That kind of bond doesn't require a group chat. It's forged in blood, sweat, and arenas packed with fans waiting to see them fail or rise. And for the fans, the big question that keeps coming up, will we ever get that Four Horsewomen Fatal 4-Way match? It's the match everyone has wanted for nearly a decade, the one that never happened. Sure, we got combinations of them in singles, in tags, in triple threats. WrestleMania 32 had an incredible triple threat with Charlotte, Becky, and Mercedes, then Sasha Banks. And that was the match where WWE officially transitioned from the Divas Championship to the Women's Championship. A symbolic turning point, but the full 4-way? Never happened. It's a massive missed opportunity. WWE had years to make it happen. All 4 women were under contract for a long time. The story practically wrote itself, but for one reason or another, it never happened. And now, honestly, it looks more unlikely than ever. Mercedes Moné is now in AEW on what's reported to be a multi-year, possibly 5-year contract. She's been vocal online about not wanting people constantly asking her when she's going back to WWE. She said it loud and clear, watch AEW. She's committed. And let's be real, AEW's not paying her what they are just to have her walk back to Stamford anytime soon. She's said to be the highest paid woman in wrestling, and she seems comfortable being where she is. So if you're holding out hope that she'll suddenly pop up at WrestleMania for that dream match, you're probably going to be disappointed. Then there's Becky Lynch. She's got one foot in Hollywood already. She starred in Rumble, had a role in Young Rock, and is now in Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix. She's clearly got ambitions beyond wrestling, and honestly, she's earned it. Her last run in WWE was reportedly more about finishing some stories, especially with Lyra Valkyria, than starting new ones. If she goes full Hollywood, then that dream match gets even harder to pull off. Charlotte herself? She's hit 40, and while that's not ancient in wrestling, it does signal that the end is closer than the beginning. She's still got gas in the tank, probably a few more years, but she's clearly thinking about legacy now more than anything else. And Bayley? She's hinted at winding down her in-ring career too. She's had a phenomenal feud with Becky this year and worked closely with Lyra as well. But the writing's on the wall. Bayley seems like someone who could easily transition to a backstage role, whether it's as a coach, agent, or something else. So even if one piece of the puzzle fits, the others might not. Mercedes could return to WWE, but Becky might be gone. Becky could stick around, but Bayley may have retired. Charlotte could still be active, but Mercedes might never want to come back. It's a revolving door of possibilities. and the timing just keeps getting more difficult. That's the frustration. WWE had the golden opportunity to pull the trigger when all four were still red hot and under contract. They didn't. Maybe they were waiting for the perfect story. Maybe egos or backstage politics got in the way. Maybe they thought they had all the time in the world. Now, that time feels like it's running out. Charlotte's honesty about the whole situation makes it even more clear that the ship may have sailed, but fans still hold on to hope. We've seen stranger things in wrestling. Bret Hart came back after Montreal. CM Punk returned after a decade. Anything is possible, but that doesn't mean it's probable. Still, Charlotte's words carry weight. They show growth, reflection, and a maturity about how life works, how friendships can fade even when respect stays. It's not the romantic version of the Four Horsewomen story, but maybe it's the real one, and maybe that's what makes it even more powerful. Now, on top of all this, Charlotte Flair's own future has become a subject of major interest lately. She's been off TV due to injury, but rumors are swirling that she's preparing for a major return. According to some insiders, WWE Creative has something big in store for her. There's talk she might return as a heel, which would be a return to her most dominant form. She's always been more natural in the heel role, more confident, more aggressive. If WWE really is building toward Evolution 2 this fall, don't be surprised if Charlotte Flair is at the center of it. There's also talk about her chasing title number 15. Right now, she's at 14 women's championship reigns, and WWE is clearly positioning her to break her father Ric Flair's record. And unlike Cena, who is now busy in Hollywood, Charlotte's still here. That record feels like it's waiting for her. The moment she returns, expect a major title program, possibly even against Tiffany Stratton, who's quickly becoming a standout in the women's division. And let's not forget the backstage role she's reportedly interested in. Similar to Bayley, Charlotte's been said to have a strong interest in mentoring younger talent. She's been seen working with talent in NXT and helping agents backstage during premium live events. WWE sees her as someone who could help shape the next generation, not just as a performer but as a mind for the business. So while the Four Horsewomen Fatal 4-Way might remain the biggest what-if of women's wrestling, Charlotte's journey is far from over. Her influence continues, not just through her matches, but through the doors she helped open, whether it's returning to chase another title, helping produce matches backstage, or mentoring the next Rhea Ripley or Tiffany Stratton. She's not done, not even close. And who knows, maybe someday down the line, schedules align, Mercedes comes back, Becky pauses Hollywood, Bayley sticks around, and Charlotte is still thriving. Maybe, just maybe, WWE gives us that one match, that fatal 4-way, the match that represents a generation. But right now, it doesn't look likely. Too many moving parts, too many career shifts, too many uncertainties. Still, Charlotte's words offer something rare in wrestling, a moment of real vulnerability. She didn't try to spin it, she told the truth. And for fans who've watched these four women change the game, that truth means more than any manufactured storyline ever could. Let me know what you think. Do you think the dream match will ever happen? Or is it destined to be the greatest match that never was? Either way, Charlotte Flair just reminded us that the story behind the curtain is often even more compelling than what happens in the ring. And that's why people will always care.